Good morning. I'll not do the weather forecast this morning. Blatantly obvious. It's another one of those days. Um, we've got a little skylark up above here, supplying the music for today. I just want to start by thanking those who sent me messages about my hair. Probably one of the best responses we've had on the WhatsApp group for my hair. Um, so Helen suggested her new garden shears. Only was just a bit disappointed that Calmac probably wouldn't let her on the ferry to come across and sort my head out. Mary suggested just letting my 5 year old run riot with a pair of scissors. Catherine suggested putting them up in little bunches. Thank you for that. And Claire sent me a picture of a Yorkshire Terrier with hair bubbles in its hair. So thank you very much for that. And then obviously my very helpful colleague suggested I looked a bit like John Travolta with full dance in her driveway. So excellent. I'll take them all under consideration. I'll let you know the route I'm going to go. Anyway, today we are around 50 days in to lockdown. I know some of you may have had to go into shielding a little bit earlier. You might be sort of more like 57, and it's quite a long time. So today's message from Mull is take stock. Some of you have been getting in touch, and I know that time has been quite wearing on you. It is a long time to be in the house, especially if you're living alone. And not being able to actually see friends, colleagues, loved ones face to face. And it will take its toll on all of us. So I thought today would be a good time, maybe just to have a little recap, take restock of where we are regarding our mental health, and just run over some possible strategies we can use to help us through this sort of milestone. Because it does look like things are going to stay roughly the same for some time, and we need to get accustomed to that. So routine is very important, and trying to stay close to the routine you had beforehand. So if you have slipped back into the habit of staying in your gym jams all day, then let's try to break that. So think about the times you would have normally got up before all this happened, the times you would have gone to bed, and try to give your day some structure as well. Try to stick to those same sort of times. Try not to sit up really late at night watching Netflix to God knows what time. Try to make sure you're hitting those sort of timings that you would have had beforehand, and that helps to keep our identity, and it gives us self confidence that we can carry a routine out and we can stick to a structure. Um, Give yourself time for exercise, give yourself time to relax, give yourself time for a bit of reflection as well, and obviously connection with friends, colleagues, loved ones as well. And think carefully about your diet. So the old adage, we are what we eat, very true. If we're eating healthy foods, we're keeping well hydrated, then we are going to feel much better in ourselves, and that's going to help us through a very difficult time. Now, you don't need me to tell you that staying active is one of the great messages that Healthy Options tries to bring across to you on a daily basis. And staying active and getting regular exercise is obviously going to help a lot. It's going to help reduce our stress levels. It combats levels of depression, anxiety, and it means that when we come out of this, because we will come out of this, then we'll be in much better shape physically to carry on our lives and to start trying to slowly adapt back to some sort of normality, because that will be a difficult time too. We've been in this position for a long time. We're going to be there for a while, and adapting to that new state of change, which is what we consider more along the lines of normal, that will not be easy either. So starting to get out of the house on a more regular basis, that will be challenging at that time. but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But the better condition you can keep yourself in, both physically and mentally, the easier that process is going to be. And obviously, if we're training more often, we'll be more alert, we'll have more energy, and we'll hopefully start to sleep better as well. And there's a full portfolio of exercises and educational components on the Lauren Healthy Options website now. So you can catch up with all the messages from Mull if you want to. There must be 45, 46, something like that on there now, with all the subject topics there. And there's fitness classes that we've videoed on there, and there's lots of exercises that will help you through this period. So check out our website. And if you can develop an active hobby, then all the better. So get your bike out. Showed you how to set it up yesterday. Or just getting out for a regular walk, or gardening, all the sort of things you've been telling us that you've been trying to do to stay active. So active hobbies are fantastic. Non-active hobbies are good as well, especially if they take your attention away from gadgetry, from TV, from iPad, from your phone. And especially if you produce something at the end of it, gives you a boost to your self-esteem. Sleep, obviously, really, really important. And again, routine is key here. So try to get up at the same time every day. Try to go to bed at the same time every day. Try to get some sunlight, as we're getting lots of these days. I don't think the weather has ever been better on the West Coast for such a long period of time, in lockdown, ironically. And try to decelerate in the evening time. So as it's getting closer to going to bed, turn the lights down, maybe put on some chilled music, turn the gadgetry off, turn the TV off, turn the dramas off, turn the action movies off, let the brain settle, because that's what it's designed to do just before we go to sleep, so that information, media source isn't whirring through your head as you're trying to get to sleep. And if you're really struggling, maybe have a hot bath. That's one of the triggers, a drop in core temperature as heat moves away from our core to our extremities. That can sometimes help us to get to sleep as well. So keep the gadgetry out of the bedroom. Have that as a place where you go to sleep, and try to decelerate before you go to bed. Connect, and that's with colleagues, with friends, with loved ones, family. Try to stay in contact with them, even if it's not just for you. You might be somebody who doesn't need constant contact, but you will be helping someone else probably in a huge way. So try and stay in touch, whether it's phone or email or Zoom calls, which become very popular, or WhatsApp. And remember, if you know somebody who could benefit from this sort of contact on a daily basis, some advice on health and fitness, send us their name and their number, and they're very welcome to be added to the WhatsApp group. 210, something like that on it now, which is fantastic. Relaxation, take time to relax every day. Try to give yourself a wee bit of time to switch off, to just focus on the here and now, and sort of calm the chaos in the head. And get time for yourself, just a little bit of you time where you can get away. If you're living with family, you've been with the same people for a long period of time now, arguments can happen, disagreements can happen. Just have a wee bit of time to get away and let your head chill. And if you have a hobby that takes you away to, then all the better. There is a little meditation talk on the website under the online resources, which our development manager Jill did a little while ago. You might want to go and check that out. And it just will give you a little bit of time just to focus on nothing but yourself. When we're talking about relaxation, a bit of time in nature would help a lot as well. So go and rewild yourself. Get into a place like this. It's all around you. Spend some time looking at nature, and that will improve your immune system. It reduces stress, anxiety, depression. and it also reduces blood pressure just by being in places like this. So go and give that a go. And some of us may have forgot how to relax. So just try to give yourself a little bit of time. You may have not been aware of it, but over the last 50 days, you may have been almost in a constant state of concern, especially if you're watching a lot of the news. So maybe turn the media off a little bit. There's not much good news on the news, um, and it's roughly the same message during the week. Things might change a little bit now every sort of Sunday, as we slowly start to think about coming out of lockdown and what that might look like. But we don't need it 24/7. It's not good for your health. And finally, just take some time to reflect on things that have gone well during lockdown, maybe things that you're struggling with. So, what could you work on to improve, and and what has gone well, and recognize success as well. Acknowledge those things. It might be worth keeping a little journal, little diary of things that are going well for you, and make a note of things that you would like to see changes to. If you need some help with those changes, please get in contact with myself and Katie. We're not experts, but we can certainly try to help. And even just a chat and a conversation on the phone might just change your opinion or change your outlook, or give you some new ideas. You may give us some new ideas too. This works both ways, believe me. And finally, if you are someone who was struggling with your mental health before we went into lockdown, I do fully appreciate that the change of routine, you may have developed strategies, coping strategies, which were kind of turned upside down when all this kicked off. And you may be finding this very difficult. So my advice is, please seek support, ask for advice. Don't hold back thinking that perhaps the NHS and other health professionals are focusing so much on COVID-19 that there will be no help for you. You are worthy of support as well. So if you find you're really struggling, please at least pick up the phone to a friend, or pick up the phone to myself and Katie, and give us a call. And we will try to find ways through this as best we can. But if you're acutely aware that your mental health is bad, please speak to your GP, or other health professionals that you've been in contact with before, your CPN perhaps. Because as I say, you are worthy of help, and please don't suffer in silence. Get in touch with people. Now, I'm going to finish there. That's nearly 13 minutes. I'll be in trouble. So, as always, if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, please subscribe. There's over 50 of you subscribed now, which is fantastic. We've come up from 7, so it's working. We're getting there. And have a cracking day. And we'll be back later on with exercise of the day. And Katie's going to do one today for you. And stay safe. Bye bye.